if you officially, if you talk about, then it would be a two-stage examination, but publicly it is known as three-stage. How? When we talk about three stages, the most common understanding for these three stages are nothing but the first stage comprises of popularly known as PT, that is preliminary test. The second stage comprises of the mains, that is written stage, what it's called. And in UPSC notification, you'll find that the written stage is of two segments. One is the mains part, other is called personality test. So it is also PT, but popularly it is known as interview. Right. So one is personality test, other is the mains part. This two in notification, you will take it as written stage. So basically they call it written stage. Right. So in UPSC, it is two stage. In notification, in general understanding, it's a three stage. First stage is the prelims, that is PT part. Second stage is the mains part. And the third stage is the interview part. So this is how we have to go ahead as far as the stages. I know most of you might be knowing it, but since this is the beginning of our session and especially the orientation, so we include those people also who might not be familiar with this. Now, all the three stages are basically elimination round. So let's say suppose UPSC for 2026, it is publishing 1,000 plus vacancies, or around, let's say 1,000 vacancies are there, right? So generally what happens in first stage of the examination, lakhs of people appear, 9 to 10 lakh people fill the form every year, but around 3 to 4 lakhs are the one which actually give the exam. So number of forms are more, but actual applicants who write their PT is close to 3 to 4 lakhs. The 15 times of vacancy, that is, let's say vacancy is 1,000, this 1,000 seats came, or 1,000 is the vacancy for this year. So 15 times of this, that means around 15,000 plus students will be writing their mains. Right. And in this 15,000, the 1:3 ratio is called for interview part. So this is what 1:15 of the vacancy, and this is 1:3. That means here, for every seat, that is 1,000 seat, at least 15 students would be writing the mains. So total 15,000 students will write the mains. And when it comes to interview, 1:3. So let's say vacancy is 1,000. So 3,000 people would be called for interview. And out of that, 2,000 would be eliminated, and 1,000 would be the one finally who will get their place in the final list. And they will be allocated different services out of this 24 services, ranked wise or their merit wise. So this is how the examination takes place. Why I had told you that it's an elimination thing? Because if you flung in PT, again next year you have to write. Suppose you qualified PT but not able to qualify mains, then again you have to start with the PT itself. And if you got a call for interview but did not found the list in the final, then also again you have to start from prelims only. So it's just like a repetition of the cycle. I hope up to here it's clear.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Now let's come back to the marks pattern, how the marks are distributed. So when we talk about the first part, that is nothing but, let's say we talk about the PT part. So generally in prelims, you'll get two papers, both are known as GS paper 1 and GS paper 2. Right. So GS paper 1, generally it is, or popularly it is known as general studies. And GS paper 2 is popularly known as CSAT, that is civil services aptitude test. Both the papers comprises of 200 marks. Here also we have 200 marks. Right. So in total, we can say it is nothing but a first stage, that is PT stage, is for 400 marks. When we talk about GS paper 1, then out of this 200 marks, the total number of questions which are going to be asked is 100, each of 2 marks, that is 200 marks. And in GS paper 2, there would be total number of questions, which would be 80, out of which each question would be of 2.5 marks. But when the cutoffs are declared, they are basically based upon GS marks, because CSAT is kept as qualifying paper. That means when we talk about qualifying paper, you just need to secure more than 1/3 marks. That comes close to 67 marks. Right. So if you are able to score 67 marks correctly, then you'll be able to qualify your CSAT paper, and whatever the marks you get here. So out of this particular mark, that is 200 marks, if your score ranges from 95 to 100, 105, this is called cutoff. Generally, the cutoff goes between 95 to 105. And if you are through, then you'll get a call for mains. So the whole game is about what? How many marks you get in GS, but you have to make sure that you must qualify CSAT. Suppose you got less than this, then even if you've got more marks in GS paper 1, then also you'll be disqualified for mains part. Is that clear up to here?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Then when we go for mains part, then in mains what happened, or written stage, the first part of the written stage that is popularly known as mains, here we are going to face certain papers of GS. So basically in mains we get 4 papers of general studies, popularly known as paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 and paper 4. So all these 4 papers comprised of equal number of marks. That is, each of the paper comprised of 250 marks. So in total, it makes 1,000 marks worth paper, right? For general studies. Along with GS, you have to take up one optional paper of your choice, which is available on the in the UPSC notification. So roughly about 26 subjects are there, out of which you can take any one. Let's say, for example, I teach public administration. So for public administration, like that, we have political science, history, geography, whatever optional you want to take, which is available in the list. There you'll have 2 papers. So let's say paper 5 and paper 6. Again, these 2 papers would be also of 250 marks each. So in total, it would be 500 marks. So 1,000 marks GS, 500 marks for optional. So total is 1,500 marks. Then you have to take, that is a third part. If we talk about this, let's say the first part, this is the second part, third part, you have to take a paper of essay. So essay would be a separate paper. Again, it is going to be, let's say if you call it paper 7, then it would be for another 250 marks. So total will become now 1750 marks. This is what we have to target, 1750. However, still there are 2 more papers which are called language paper. So one would be English paper, right? And other would be any of the languages which are given in the list. You can take any one that language paper. But the marks allocated for this are again qualifying marks. So no need to worry about it. Just you need to score 1/3 of it. So these marks are not added finally. Otherwise, the total exam becomes 2075 marks. But here, the 1750 marks worth mains is there, because these marks are going to be added in your final list, for which there would be again a cutoff. So let's say for mains, we have what? 1750 marks worth paper. Out of this, generally the cutoff goes from 650 to 850. So 650 on lower side, 850 on higher side. If any students score this much, then he or she will be able to qualify for interview. Right? Now, when it comes to interview, that's the last stage. This is for the highest mark, that is for 275 marks. And there is no written paper as such. It's just a one-to-one, one-to-one in the sense, candidate-wise. There would be a board member comprising of 4 to 5 members who will be interviewing you for 25 to 35 minutes, and out of which they will allocate the marks to you. So whatever marks you get, generally the people get from 90 to, let's say, sometime 220 marks also out of 275. So this mark would be added into their mains mark, whatever they have got, and a final result would be published. Let's say suppose a student has got 1180 marks, right, out of total. So 1180, he may or she may get, let's say, 125th rank or so. Somebody has got 1250, so he may get around 75th rank or so. Somebody has got 950, so he or she may get 825 or 825th rank. This will go on depending upon the marks which has been secured by the candidate. So I hope that you got a general idea that this exam is going to be in 3 stages popularly. Otherwise, it's a 2-stage examination, and that's how it is conducted. So if I summarize the discussion, then for UPSC CSC, right, civil services examination, we have to go across 3 stages. prelims, mains, and interview. And at geoid, what we are going to do, we are going to prepare you for all these three stages of the examination. In prelims, you have to focus upon clearing the cutoff, which is mainly, I mean, if I write the marks, then out of 400 marks, here you have to target for 1750, and here you have to target for 275 marks. This is how we have to go about. These marks are also not added into final list. So whatever marks you are going to get here, that will be added with whatever the marks you are going to secure in interview, and then the merit or the list would be prepared. So that's how we have to go ahead. So up to this much, I think the things are better. At least those students who are new, and those who are already into the preparation mode, they might be knowing all these things. This is the first agenda of our today's orientation class, that you must get familiar with the pattern of this particular examination. So shall we move on to the second agenda?
Sure, sir.
Okay, perfect. Now, when we talk about the second part of our discussion today, that is orientation today, let's say whatever we have discussed, that was the first part. Now, let's talk about the second part. Second part is, about us, that is about the geoid. So, you may have many questions coming in your mind from WH and WH, who, what, when, where, why, etc. about us. Why we are unique, why we are special, and why we had kept our mission, such as sustainable education, a very cost-effective education, and plus it should be quality-based. So you'll be able to realize our quality once you try to understand that what is the pedagogy we follow. Is that clear? All right. So when we start our classes, right, let's say we had begin with our, or we are going to begin with our general studies classes from 1st of October. So our GS batches are starting from 1st of October, right? Here what we are going to do. So as I've told you, our coverage would be for all the three exams stages. That is for PT also, for mains also, and for interview also, right? And now you have understood a basic, distribution of the papers also. What is there in the PT, what is there in the mains, and what is there in the interview. So as I've told you, we have a team of eminent faculties, and I'll be the one of the part of our team who will be taking up the subject called polity, constitution, and governance. This part I'll be dealing with. So let's say when we study the polity, constitution, and governance, let it be any subject, let it be history, let it be geography, let it be economy. The first thing we should need to know that how much this subject will contribute as far as the stages of the examination is concerned. That meant what is the contribution of polity, constitution, and governance in prelims, in mains, and in interview. So I'll try to give you an overview, and then you'll be in a very better position to understand our pedagogy also, that how we are going to teach you in future, right? So if anyone asks you that after today's orientation class, what did you understand? You have invested that much time, so did you got anything in return? So for that part, you can say that, yes, we understood that how the subjects are going to play a role. So when we talk about first stage, let's say, for example, we are talking about the first stage, that is prelims. Now, as I've told you, in prelims, the GS part is for 200 marks, right? CSAT we are not considering because CSAT is qualifying. So separate preparation would be there and the marks would not be added. So just you have to qualify it. That's it, right? So for 200 marks, that means we have to face 100 questions. All right. And each question would be of 2 marks. But when you go through the syllabus of the prelims, right, as far as the GS is concerned, you'll find that GS is divided into some subjects, which we call it or term it modules. So if you go like this, you'll find that in prelims, the GS is divided around 9 to 10 different modules. So when we say 9 to 10 different modules means what? In GS prelims, you'll get the questions from, let's say, history also, from geography also, from polity also, from economy also, right? Like that, you'll have environment also, general science and technology also, current affair also. So in all, there are 9 to 10, you know, modules, different subjects which would be there in the prelims. And all these subjects collectively would be asked worth 100 questions. So if I have to divide this 100 question into 9 to 10 modules, what could be the ideal division for that? The ideal division for that would be each module may get around 9 to 10 questions. Because if we have 100 questions and we have around 9 to 10 modules, then definitely 9 to 10 questions would be asked every year in prelims from these modules, right? Now, though UPSC do not follow what we say, right? It's not necessary that they will ask 9 to 10 questions only from history. They can ask more also, and sometimes they can ask less also. And the same is the probability with every subject. So in some year, if some political news are very much in detail, then there you may expect that polity questions would be more. Some year, some international relation questions may be there. Some year, current affair questions or economic questions must be there. So that thing we are not getting into. As of now, we are trying to get into the ideal division. So ideal division would be 9 to 10 questions. That means roughly about 18 to 20 marks questions worth question would be there in each of the segment, right? And please remember, to qualify the prelims, we need around 95 to 105 marks as far as the prelims cutoff is clear, right? So for that, when we talk about polity, that means even the polity part also would contribute roughly about 9 to 10 questions. That means marks worth 18 to 20 on a lower and a higher side. However, if you have heard the word PYQs, that is called previous year questions. So in last 5 year, 10 year, 15 year, and so on, if you see the question papers, you'll be surprised to know that in the last 10 years, none of the years were there when they have not asked less than 15 to 16 questions every year from polity only. So that means this we are taking on a lower side, that 9 to 10 questions would be there from our subject, but generally it is around 15, 16, 18 sometimes. That's how they ask, right? But let's take 9 only. Even if we get 9 to 10 questions, then polity would be contributing around 18 to 20 marks in our prelims. And these marks sounds to be very less, but they are really, really important because you'll be surprised to know that sometimes the cutoff goes into fractions also. Last couple of years, if you see, there was a cutoff 105.36, right? Can you assume that what would have happened with the student who has scored 105.35 marks? He or she had missed the PT just by 0.01 mark. So there it becomes very, right? This is the first thing. Second thing, when we talk about, then does it have any role to play in our mains exam? So let's try to see that whether it is having some significance in mains or not. As I already told you, the mains would comprise of 4 papers. In general studies, there would be 4 papers: GS1, GS2, GS3, and GS4. Since I'm being a polity faculty, our polity, constitution, and governance, if I write in short, polity, constitution, and governance, this is a part of paper 2. So once you study the polity, then you'll be able to handle the questions which are going to be asked in paper 2. So how it is distributed? When we talk about this, then as far as general studies paper 2 is concerned, it rests upon 3 components. There are 3 major components in paper 2. One is called international relations, or popularly known as IR. Other is the our subject, that is called polity, constitution, and governance. And the next would be the issues related with social issues, Indian society, and social justice, which is distributed in the first 3 papers. So we can say this GS paper 2 is for 250 marks, and this 250 marks worth questions are asked from 3 subjects. It happens in every paper. Since we are discussing about polity, that's why we are taking example of paper, right? And here also 3 things. That means what? What could be the division? Again, the division could be around 80 to 90 marks questions from IR should be asked. Around 80 to 90 marks questions from polity should be asked, and around 80 to 90 marks question from social issues and Indian society must be asked. This is the ideal division for this 250 marks worth paper. But as I told you, in some years, if the news are much related with IR, then UPSC may ask questions worth 120 plus mark from IR. What will happen? The other 2 will have lesser marks to be asked. But if the same thing goes with polity, if a lot of political developments are there, then there they may ask around 120 plus questions. So the other two will have lesser number of questions to be asked. And if there are many social issues or injustice problem, then here there is a probability that they may ask 120 plus marks worth question and other two will have a lesser. So this permutation combination will go on. And we are no one, we cannot decide what UPSC will do. What we can assure of is whatever will happen, at least this much marks worth question would be there, come what may. And since I'm saying it, please do not believe. Why? Because check the previous year question paper. If you see the previous year question papers, then again take the last 5 year or 10 years PYQs, previous year question paper, you'll find that every year in polity, constitution, and governance, they had asked questions worth 100 plus mark every year out of 250, right? So if somebody asks after studying polity, what you'll get, simply you can say that I expect to get at least keep it on lower side only, that 80 to 90 marks worth question from polity. So this is the contribution of GS, polity, constitution, and governance in our mains part. So if you can recollect in prelims, what we are expecting, 9 to 10 questions from polity. In mains, what we are expecting? We are expecting around 80 to 90 marks worth question in mains. Third aspect comes, does it have any role to play as far as our interview is concerned? So let's see that aspect also and then we can summarize. So when we go for interview, as I've told you, this is the personality test. Here they don't test our knowledge because already they have done through prelims and mains. So in interview, what happens? Let's say suppose they are asking 100 questions, for example. Out of 100 questions, the 75 questions would be based upon our DAF. DAF is known as detailed application form, which is we fill when we qualify prelims. In mains, we fill this form, detailed application form. There is a summary of this DAF known as summary sheet. Summary sheet is very commonly known as biodata. If we go for a private interview or job or curriculum vitae, CV, But in interview, UPSC, we call it summary sheet of DAF, which contains our name, address, qualification, age, any achievements, extracurricular activity, and so on. So mainly those questions are based upon that. But there are 25 questions which might be related to what? Our optional subject and our general studies. And in GS also, basically the issues which are current affairs based. Like for example, if you're keeping a track of newspaper, you might have heard about recently we got over with the election of Vice President of India. So Vice President of election, election of Vice President of India is done with, but let's say suppose the day when the election took place, next day you had an interview. So the members may ask you about the significance of the Vice President office, whether it's the office of authority or dignity, this kind of questions may be asked. Or do we need the post of Vice President of India when we know that President itself is the office of dignity, not the authority, because President do not exercise the real authority. So these kind of camouflage or situation-based questions may be asked, which we expect that there may be 3 to 4 questions only as far as interview is concerned. That too may or may not. Now you may say, sir, what's the use of 3 to 4 questions? See, when you go for interview, if you're able to answer most of the question, there is no importance of 3 to 4 questions. But imagine a situation when you are saying no for most of the questions. Sorry, sir, I don't know, sir. In that, if you answer these 3 4 questions from polity correctly, certainly it will, help you in getting some more marks as far as your interview is concerned. So that would be the essence of this particular subject when we talk about interview. Is it clear? So if we summarize this, like that, we'll do it for every subject. Every faculty with us is going to take all these things in detail. So for example, we have taken off polity, constitution, and governance. Now, if somebody asks that what you are going to get after studying this subject, you can simply say that after studying this subject, I'll be able to what? Handle the first stage of the examination. And there I'm expecting 8 to 9 or 10 questions in prelims which I'll be able to solve. For mains from polity, I'm expecting to get questions worth 80 to 90 marks. And for interview, there may be a probability that we may get around 3 to 4 questions. So that's how, you can understand the relevance of each subject. You can decide whether we should study this subject or not, right? And accordingly, this will be done by all our teachers, for all our subject. before taking you into the depth of the subject study, they will give you the overview of the subject so that you have a very crystal clear idea that how I should plan this particular subject. So up to here, I guess the things are clear. Yes or
Yes, sir.
no?
Yes, sir.
ठीक
Yes,
है.
sir.
So up to
Yes,
here,
sir.
any question if anybody have, they can ask, or if not, then we can move forward.
Sir, minus mark.
No doubt.
No doubt. Okay.
Sir,
Sir,
minus mark.
negative marking.
Negative marking and all those things you want to learn right now.
No, sir. No, sir.
Yeah, actually, I am interested to know about this more.
Okay, okay, okay. In a short, I can tell you, but when we start with the course, obviously we'll brief you about it. But let's park this question, so-called negative marking, so that I'll discuss. Anything else?
Nope, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay. So let's move on to now third part of our discussion today. I mean, we have completed two parts. Now third part would be that what our approach would be to take up this subject or any subject for that matter. Since I'm dealing with polity, so I'll talk about that subject. But other respected faculty members would talk about their particular subject. So shall we?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Sure, sir.
So when we talk about our pedagogy or so-called our approach, why we are slightly different from other persons or other institution is nothing but, let's say suppose we have started with the first subject, that is nothing but the polity part, or collectively called polity, constitution and governance. Now if we are going to actually take up this subject, then how we are going to discuss or take this subject. So the first and foremost thing, our pedagogy is very simple, that whatever subject, if you allow me to use short form, I can use this as PCG. So it would be easy to understand. When we talk about polity, constitution and governance, the approach to study, how to study, let it be any topic. For example, we are taking a polity, constitution and governance. The first and foremost agenda is that we will do every topic from three perspectives: prelims, mains and interview. That means what? That means none of the aspects of the exam will be left out whenever we are covering a topic. So whether it's polity, constitution or governance, or tomorrow we are doing a topic from, let's say, geography or from economy or from any subject, approach would be same, that we must cover all the things which are important for PT, for mains and for interview. So this is going to be our approach throughout the journey, throughout the foundation course. We will make you learn the art, how to eliminate the questions, how to write the answer, and how to go for interview from day one. That's our specialty. So let me tell you or explain you this with example in brief so that you can understand that part as well. Now, what we'll do here, for example, let's say, just a second. Here, let's say, for example, we are starting with the polity. So first, what we'll do in polity, constitution, and governance, how we'll start the class. First, we'll understand the make you understand the meaning of the polity. Like most of the people might not be knowing also, though they may have heard it, but it is difficult for them to understand it from the UPSC perspective. And then we'll talk about the governance. So since this is an intro class or orientation class, so I'm not getting into much in depth, but just a brief I'll give you so that you can understand. Generally, the meaning of the polity is very simple. Polity is nothing but government, as simple as that. But when we ask what is government, most of the people do not know. As of now, you just try to understand that it's a government. What government? So we have many governments, like central government we have state government, we have local government, right? We have government of India, like that we have government of Australia and so on. So everywhere we'll get the government term. Generally, when we say polity, it is the daughter discipline of a mother discipline known as political science. So political science is a bigger discipline. Out of that, we take out the word polity, which is just 1/10 of the political science, and we try to understand the government. Now, in government, what we'll have? In government, we'll have different wings. One is called legislature or called parliament. Other is called executive, like president, prime minister, and so on. And third is called judiciary, like Supreme Court, High Court, and so on. So in governments, we'll study these organs also. Plus, about these organs, we are going to understand three things. That is appointment, removal, and powers and functions. So if we take any authority, we'll study three things about him: how he or she is appointed, how he or she is removed, and what are the powers and functions they do. So that would be our approach. First thing, when we say we are going to study polity. But from where we got the idea that how the Prime Minister of India is appointed, how the President of India is appointed, how the governors are appointed and removed, etc., etc. That is mentioned in a book that is known as Constitution. So for that, what we need to do? We need to study the Constitution. And Constitution is what? Constitution is basically a document just like ordinary book. We have read so many books, just one more book that is called Constitution, but this book is slightly different. Just every book is different, so this book is also different. In place of what? The preface, the author's note, the introductory note, here we'll get the preamble. So we have to study the preamble. Then in the index, we get the chapters, unit, subunit, page number, and so on. Here we'll get the parts, we'll get the articles, we'll get the schedules, and so on. So just like the book only we have to read, but a slight different approach would be there that I'll tell you when we start with the classes. But what we get after reading this book, we get the idea about this term that is called government. So basically what I'm trying to tell you that the combination of two terms, the polity and the constitution, is nothing but for what? For having a government. So basically we'll study the government. And whatever the actions the government does, that results into the governance. Simple. So governance is outcome. If government is doing good, we can say it's a good governance. If not, then it's a negative or a bad governance. So whatever the government does and what government does, that understanding we'll have once we'll understand the polity and constitution. So from that level, we'll start. But let's say we have entered into the document called constitution. Now, most of the coaching institution, what they do, once they have started with the constitution, they'll start with preamble. Our approach would not be this. Our approach would be what? Before starting the preamble, first we'll try to learn some of the basic concepts about the constitution, because every student is not from political science background or law background or judiciary exam background, so they might not understand. And there are some basic terms like every subject does have. How you can understand the alpha, beta, theta, gamma, and all those things without understanding physics, chemistry, and so on. We might not be able to understand the algebra, the calculus, the integration, the differential, and so on without understanding the mathematics as a subject. So like that, polity is also a subject. There are some terms, and they're very common. For example, basic terms like nation, the state, government, citizen, non-citizen, sovereignty, secular, socialist, democratic, republic, all these terms we have heard. Well, but when it comes to define these terms, we might not be able to because the teacher might not have taught us. So that is the first thing we'll take up, that will start from the basic level, and then we'll take you to the advanced level, that is the syllabus, the preamble part, then the part 1, part 2, part 3, and so on. Like that we'll move. So the first part of our pedagogy would be what? To take the things from the basic and what? Cover everything. Even if we are doing, let's say, the topic preamble, that has to be covered from prelims perspective, mains perspective, and interview perspective. Now, all the students who are listening to this particular orientation class, they might be wondering that every time I'm using these three terms, prelims, mains, and interview, and we'll do every topic from this three perspective, what this perspective means actually. So let's say we are taking any topic. For example, we have taken preamble only, right? So for doing the preamble, what we'll do? For doing the preamble, first we'll take the perspective of prelims. What do you mean by prelims perspective? Prelims is known as objective perspective. So what is objective perspective? Something which is based upon facts, right? So whatever the factual information about the preamble is there, that all the things would be covered in our PT segment. So you'll be in a position to what? Mark the correct option after eliminating the wrong choices. But when it comes to mains, what is mains perspective? The mains perspective is to have subjective information. Now, what is subjective information? It is based upon analysis. That is, analytical approach is required to understand. In objective, everybody will have a same answer. In subjective, every person will have a different answer. And surprisingly, most of the answers are correct. But who will get the maximum marks? The one who will write as per the examiner's demand, right? And in interviews, what? Generally, in interview, we cover the information which are related with current affairs, related to that topic. So if any new development has been done in preamble, let's say you might have heard about that there are some words which government want to replace in preamble, or India should be replaced by Bharat, or we should remove the word secular. So these kind of things, if they are in news, the members may ask you about it, right? So in prelims, complete factual approach; in mains, complete analytical approach; and in current affairs, whatever the recent development took place in last couple of months, that part will cover. So this is the meaning of what I'm saying, our pedagogy, that nothing, no stone would be left unturned as far as our topic is concerned, whether it is from polity or whether it is from geography or whether it is from economy. Our teachers are experienced enough to handle this topic, and they can help you in what, understanding it objectively, subjectively, as well as current related also, so that you should not face any hurdle as far as the three stages of the examination is concerned. So I think this third part is also clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay, now let's go to the fourth part, and very shortly we'll end the session. So this is the last part, otherwise you might be thinking that, since so long he's going on speaking and speaking and speaking. But since our this program at Geoid, right, what we have done, we had actually made this complete course from P2I, that is prelims to interview. Okay, but P2I does not mean that first we'll teach you prelims, then we'll teach you mains, and then we'll teach you interview. No, it's going to be integrated, right? Now, why integrated? Because here any topic can be there in PT, in mains, or in interview. So our P2I, prelims to interview approach, would be that we'll teach you right from day one each and every topic which could be relevant for prelims, mains, and interview, and parallelly we'll keep preparing you for interview. So you may say why why it is important. So that part I'm trying to tell you, so that why we are different from the other institution. Generally what happens, the students say that sir pehle hamara PT qualify ho jane do, let us qualify for the PT and then we'll start preparing for the mains, and then we'll think about the interview, right? But what happens if I ask you a simple question, according to you, right? Anyone can answer. According to you, out of these three stages, which is the most important stage? Anyone?
Is it main, sir?
Mains, sir.
It is mains. Yes or no?
Mains.
Mains.
Yes, sir,
Mains.
main.
Mains.
Sir,
But
can
what
you
I mean,
please repeat the question?
my question is that according to you, what is the most, or which one is the most important stage as far as these three stages are concerned?
Sir, I think that the three stages are equal important. Once, even when we clear one, definitely we have to move to the next stage.
Very, very diplomatic answer. No, so good for politics, I guess. Right. We do understand all the three stages are very important, and we appreciate your answer. But suppose we have to make a choice that out of the three stages, according to a student or from an aspirant perspective, which one would be the most important? You have to choose one. There is no option as such.
Mains, sir.
Mains.
Mains.
Can you tell me why?
Because
Sir,
it
I
carries
don't.
a huge marks, sir,
Huge marks. Okay.
in merit list, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Sir, I
That's
Great.
don't
why
know
I'm
if I'm right or wrong. I've
Mm-hmm.
heard like even if you score like zero in the interview, but
Mm-hmm.
if you have scored well in mains, we do qualify into the final list. I don't know if I'm
Okay.
right or wrong. This is what I've
Great. Great.
heard.
No, no, you are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. So I think most of you
Upper
are the
margin.
opinion. Yeah, most of you are of the opinion that mains is important, right?
yes, sir.
Okay. Okay.
Uh,
Now let's try to.
my, hello,
Yeah,
my point of view is interest the main, sir.
mains is important. Very good. So most of us are
Mm,
agreeing on mains, but why? Let's try to understand that. So we'll take around 5-7 minutes to understand this. When we talk about PT, right? How many marks I have told you? PT is there for 400 marks, right? And what is the cutoff? The cutoff is roughly about 95 to 105. So if anybody scores this much, he or she will get the call for mains. Now let's assume a situation where two candidates are there. One is A, other is B. A had scored 399 marks out of 400, hypothetical situation. And B had scored only 108 marks out of 400. When I'm saying out of 400, I'm not including, let's say, the CSAT part. So A is the all India PT topper, right? And B is the person who had just made it, just cleared the cutoff. Simple. Now my question is there any service in the government? Listen carefully. Is there any service in the government, right from IAS Adhikari to Safai Karmachari, which would be offered to A because A had topped the PT? Is there any services?
No.
Definitely not. Is there any services which is going to be offered to B if he or she has just cleared the cutoff?
No.
No. Ultimately, both the students have to write what? Mains. Both will get the
Mains.
admit card for the mains. So the point here is why to put extra effort to score 399 marks if the things can be done in 108. Second thing, these marks are not going to be added in the final list. So we have to put that much effort only by which we can ensure that we have qualified PT and we are going to write the mains. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
In the previous discussion, I have told you that mains is for 1750 marks, 1750. Out of this 1750, the cutoff goes between 700 to 900. So let's say 850 is the cutoff, right? So anybody who will secure 850 will get a call for interview, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? Anybody less than that will be dropped out. Fine. Interview is for 275 marks. So all the students who actually made it more than 850 will get a call and they will appear for interview. Now the question is, can any one of you will tell me how much marks you will get in interview? Suppose your interview is tomorrow. So how many marks you will get in interview?
Maybe up to 80.
80. Any other guess?
No, sir.
You can make a guess.
Once maybe 150.
150. Okay.
200.
Yes.
200.
100 to 150.
100 to
200
150.
not possible. 200 is not possible.
No, 200 is possible. Provided we should be prepared enough. 200 is possible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, people have got around 240 marks also, highest in interview. So it's possible, but we need to be very, very, ready for that or prepared for that.
Yes.
Okay, understood. What I can guess is around 9. Is that clear? Am I audible?
Yours.
Yeah.
Sir, not audible,
So,
sir.
not audible?
Yes, sir.
Sir, actually,
Now
your voice is
audible.
distorting in.
Sir, now audible, sir.
Okay. So 90 to 180 marks, let's say for example, is what average we are guessing, but we are not sure that how much we'll get. So let's assume that somewhat in between these two, we are going to get around 90 to 180. Now assume two candidates. One had scored 850, right? Candidate A. Other had scored, let's say 1050. Candidate B. Okay. Now when A will face the interview, and in interview, A has got, let's say 90 marks. So total would be what? 850 plus 90. That means 940 marks. And B, if goes interview, he also or she also gets 90, then it would be 1140, right? According to you, who will get the final selection or the name in the list?
B.
B.
Both of
Maybe both of. But B would be on a very high rank and A would be on slightly lower rank.
slightly lower. Yes, sir.
Okay. What if A, after getting 850, gets 180 marks? Right? And what if B, after getting gets 180 marks? Can you see the difference actually? B might be an all India topper also.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And suppose the cutoff is 1000 marks, then A might not get the chance only. but we will at least get some chance,
Yes, sir.
right? So point here is that we are not sure about how much marks we are going to get in interview as of now. Point is, whatever marks we score in PT, that doesn't matter because it is not going to get added in the final list. Only we have to ensure that we should clear the cutoff. So what remains actually means,
Mains.
and this is one place where if we put a lot of effort, then we can increase our marks. Suppose A or B had secured not 850 but 1150 marks. Then somebody said no, even if they will get zero, then also they will be in the final list. And out of the three stages, which stage is in our hand?
Mains is in our end.
Means, because we can't, get any
Predict.
services, even if we are getting good marks in PT. We are not sure of how many marks we'll get in interview. So only surety we have is mains, because we know that this 850 can be taken to 950, 1050, 1150 or 1200 marks also if we perform good here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? So generally
Yes,
what
sir.
happens, the people who focus more upon, right, the prelim stage, basically they do what? They keep collecting a lot of notes, and very popularly I call them notes collector. What I call them? Notes collector. UPSC produces two types of collector. One is notes collector and other is district collector. And what exactly we want to become? Are we looking for notes collector? Who are notes collector? All those 9,99,000 people who actually appeared for UPSC examination. Let's say 10 lakh. Only 1,000 qualified. So these 1,000 are what? The district collectors and the allied services, IAS plus other services. Rest everyone is what? Just they have simply collected the notes. So the big question is how to move from NC. NC stands for notes collector to DC, district collector. And you have to answer this in one word. Can anyone answer? As of now, we all are notes collector because we have not qualified. But to qualify this exam and to become district collector, what should be our approach? What we should do so that we can actually take ourselves from status of notes collector to the status of district collector? Can anyone answer this question? Yes.
Sir, I need a repetition of question, please.
The question is very simple. How to move from notes collector to district collector? How to become district collector from being a status of notes collector?
Planned preparation.
Planned preparation. Very good. So planning could be an answer. Anything else?
Sir, enough knowledge in the particular subject.
One word, dear friend. Just one word answer.
Judging out like what
Revision.
questions can be there.
Sir, consistency, मतलब regular practice.
Okay.
Sir, revision.
Revision.
Approach.
Approach.
Judging out which questions might be there from previous year.
Is it one word? Is it one word?
Execution.
Execution.
Study planning. Execution as study planning.
Planning is there. Yes.
Question predictions.
Predictions. Okay.
PYQs.
PYQs. And so on. Hard work, motivation, determination, consistency, etc., etc. You might have heard so many words. Yeah. But the point is what? All these words, all these things, what you have said is a characteristic of a notes collector. None of them are the characteristic of district collector.
Yeah, crowd.
So all the notes collectors are what? They are very good in planning. They are very good, in revision, making the notes. They will read the notes from one book. They will write it in another book. Again, they will revise it. They will highlight it. They will filter it. They will cut it. They will post it as if they are preparing the notes for their third generation, for their grandson and granddaughters. They will not study them, right? The very simple thing is, my question was how to proceed from notes collector to district collector. This is simple question. NC to DC, and here the question. And I ask you, what is the answer for this question? You'll be surprised to know that answer for this question is answer itself. That's it. So what is the answer for moving from notes collector to district collector? Answer. So you may say, iska kya matlab hua? What does it mean? अभी हम इतना बात किया, we all had a discussion and we all came to a conclusion that mains is very important. And what we do in mains?
Answer writing.
Yeah. So throughout the mains, just we have to do one thing. We have to do the answer writing. And this answer is the one thing which will actually take us from here to here, nothing else. Now you're understanding. If you write good answers, 650. Slightly better, 750. Best, 850. Better than the best, 950. This will go on and on. And this is in your hand, which you can do. So I hope you're understanding.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
at Geoid, this is what we are going to actually adopt from day one. Your answer writing sessions, including the interview part, also will come in just 2 minutes. But PT, we have to darken around 5,000 to 6,000 circles to qualify PT. As simple as that. The day when you have darkened more than 5,000 circles on the OMR sheet, PT is done. That responsibility will take. Our biggest challenge is to write the answer. Now you may wonder why there is a biggest challenge in writing the answer. Just a brief I'm giving you, details we'll discuss in the regular classes. But so far now in our exam, college, university, we have written all the questions or most of the question which starts with 3 words. They are W, H and WH. Who, what, when, where, why, how, etc. These are called fact-based questions, factual questions. But in UPSC, if you're very lucky, you may get 1 or 2 questions from this keyword. Otherwise, the keywords would be discuss, comment, examine, analyze, elaborate, explain, elucidate, and so on. Right? But as a student, it's not a mistake of students. It's the teachers who have might not have taught them. Suppose a question X, Y, Z is there, and the examiner has said discuss. For example, discuss about the physical geography of India. Just for example, the student will write the answer. But if the same question comes, comment about the physical geography of India, then student will write the answer. If the question comes for analyze or analytical approach to physical geography of India, critically examine, again the student will write. But what is surprising, student will write the same answer for everything. Why? They don't know what is the difference between discuss and comment. First of all, most of the students do not know how to write an answer only. They still follow the university approach, which is not at all required for UPSC. Here you have to have a change in your learning pedagogy. And that's what makes geoid very special, because one single question, see, don't take it otherwise, but if you are a student, if you don't know how to write 18 to 20 different answers, because these keywords are 18 to 20 numbers, if you don't know how to write a same question, we are not changing the question, please remember, but we have to generate 18 to 20 different answers. जितने दिन तक, जब तक, till the time you're not able to write 18 to 20 different answers for same question, please don't think about qualifying the mains, right? This 9 lakh is a huge number, right? They only miss what? They write the answer, what they know. They don't try to understand that what examiner wants, what is the demand of the question, and how to differentiate between the keyword. If the same question is for discuss, it cannot have a same answer if the question is for critically examine. And that basic learning is not taught to the student even after charging lakhs or 2 lakhs rupees as a fees. And if you don't believe me, give your any friend who is doing a coaching from a reputed institution paying lakhs of rupees, ask him that, my dear friend, I want to give you a question. Give me 3 different answers for the same question with 3 different keywords. I'm sure more than 99% he or she will not be able to do so. But here you will get that facility only in 500 rupees per month, or what we call cost effective and sustainable education. You might be surprised to know that some people criticize us also, that you are providing this coaching in 500 or 1,000 rupees. That means you might be very poor in quality. We want to tell them that come, attend and understand whether we are poor or not. In fact, this 500 or 1,000 rupees would be more than the worth of your lakhs or 2 lakhs rupees. But what we need dedication, determination from the student side, that they should be consistently following their target. If we have asked them something to do, they must do it, and so on. So I hope you are willing to do it, and then only I would love to see you people in the class. But if you're not, you're denying or delaying the things, I think don't exploit the time of other students who are serious enough. Correct?
Yes, sir.
Up to here, it's clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes, sir.
Can I take
Yes,
4 to 5
sir.
minutes of yours?
Sure, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
So the
You
last,
can take.
sorry, the last part is about the interview guidance or interview stage. Now, when we talk about interview stage, just now I'd ask question to some people that it is for 275, and some people say that they can score 80, some say that they can score 150, some say that it can go up to 200 also if the interview is tomorrow. Okay, agreed. The point here is if the interview is tomorrow, do you think that if I assume that you all are 21 year plus, because this exam require you to be 21 years and above, can you change your personality just overnight, which is 21-year old, in a day or so?
Not
Is it
possible.
No,
possible? Not
definitely not,
possible.
sir.
And what people do, first they qualify PT, then they write mains, they qualify mains, and after qualifying mains, when the result come, in your interview and mains, there is just a gap of 15 to 20 days. Is 15 to 20 days is sufficient to change this personality?
Sir, not even better for interview.
Not, right? So what we have to do, we have to start preparation of our interview from what? Day one, right? But how to prepare? For that, you need a mentor, or you need a teacher, or you need a guide or a friend or a senior person to tell you that you should do this. The first and foremost thing, if you can't do anything, at least you can make your biodata, no? Right? You can write your name, address, age, and etc. etc. And on that biodata or curriculum CV, or the summary sheet, try to make 100 to 150 questions. If you can do so, we will guide you. Then we will give you around 150 to 200 questions, which we have prepared with our experience from those students who had appeared for interview, and they have said that, sir, I had been asked this question. So what could be the probable answer for that? Now, if any one of our student is preparing 300 plus questions and then facing the interview, don't you think that he or she would be the right candidate who can actually think of 18 to 200 rather than the student who is a fresh and going for interview tomorrow? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So at least we should be prepared with 300 plus questions. And trust me, it is our guarantee that we'll provide you not the question along with the answer also. That is the first thing. Now, coming back to these people and many more who think that they will get this much mark. If I ask you, do you know that how to enter in the interview room, right?
Sir,
And
first
how
we have
to
to ask
exit,
maximum.
right? So entry to exit will teach you everything. But let's say you are entering into room. When I interview the candidates, because I am a part of interview panel also, 95% of the students do not know how to knock a door, right? And you'll be amazed to listen this, but most of us do not know how to knock a door. Nobody had taught us whether we should knock with this one finger, two finger, one time, two time. Before lunch, if the interview is there, two knockings must be there. After lunch, is there two or three knocking would be there? Can anyone tell me what to do?
Not aware, sir.
Not aware. The first mistake, right? When we actually enter into room, we don't know how to knock. Some of us, or most of us, in fact, I believe, not or might not be knowing how to knot a tie and which type of knot should be there. If it's the first half, which knot we should wear. If it's the second half, which knot we should wear. Nobody had taught us. It's not our mistake, but somebody had never said us or told us, about this particular point. So that's why we are unable to prepare. What at Geoid we are going to do? We are going to tell you all these basic things and prepare you for all the three stages of the examination from day one, whether the subject is polity, whether the subject is history or geography or any subject for that matter. Whomsoever would be the faculty, whomsoever will be the mentor, our whole team is actually dedicating, complete ourselves towards one goal. And that one goal is your goal, that to make you qualify this PT. So probably the point is that in orientation session, every detail might not be possible, but definitely, this is what I wanted to brief you guys that what we are going to do here and how we are going to take the things forward. But what we require from your end, two things. If it is a sustainable, affordable education we are providing, please do not take it in a wrong sense, right? The wrong sense means generally we have a perception that if something is very, very cost effective or at a very low price, then we think that the quality might not be good. You come, experience, and see the quality, you'll find the difference. That is the first thing. Second thing, this sustainable program is for those students who are from not so financially rich background, or we can say the class wise, they are don't, or they might not be in the class where they can afford such a huge fees and accommodation, transportation, shifting, and so on. Because most of us belong to middle class, and middle class also to a lower middle class. Some of us might be from a lower class. We have a lot of obligations back home, the family responsibilities. There might be the only earning member. You are earning also, you are preparing also, a lot of social obligations are there. So fighting all these things, generally we found that students like us get divided off so-called the branded coaching, or the things are available at the branded coaching. Please don't worry, I myself was connected with so many branded institutions. There also we teach only, and here also we are going to teach. So how it's going to make a difference? That is the first thing. Last thing, just to close this argument, that from your end, we respect and we appreciate and we expect only one thing from you: stay committed to your target, do as directed. I am Ravi Pathak, on behalf of GOI team, is willing to give you in writing that will make sure that you qualify. But you have to give us in writing that you will do as directed, and if you're committed to complete any assignment on time, come what may, you are not going to postpone the deadline. If you postpone the deadline, then actually you are postponing your success for next year. As simple as that. Because some people prepare for UPSC for 5-year plan, 2 5-year plan, 3 5-year plan. If you really want to make it in one go, you have to stick to your target. So if this week target is complete 11th NCERT, you must. Next week target is the first 5 chapters of Lakshmikant must be completed. फिर उसके लिए दिन में पढ़ना पड़े, रात में पढ़ना पड़े, whatever way you have to do or die. We don't care about it. But if you do that, see, I'm willing to give you in writing, not on paper, on a stamp paper, a government guarantee paper, that, see, we cannot return your time, but we don't want to play with your trust. Right? That trust is more important for us. Huh? But at least this much responsibility I can take personally, though my GOI team and director sir has not told me to say this. I'm saying it from my behalf, on their behalf, from my side, that we will repay all the money to you if you don't qualify any of the stages. That is the assurance we can give. But only assurance what we want from you, you will follow, do as directed, and you'll complete your task timely. Let me assure you, all the 3 stages of the examination of yours, we will prepare in this foundation year itself. So I guess I had spoken a lot of things and tortured you so much. So I'll be ending my session today, and we'll be starting with the foundation part from the 1st of October. So our team would brief you about it. But for last 10 minutes, I'm opening the house for the question, right? So if anybody have any issues, please do let us know so that we can answer a couple of questions, and our team is there. So you can raise your hand, they will allow you to speak, and then you can speak. Don't speak collectively because it will be a hodgepodge kind of thing. There is an option called raise hand, and then from there, the admin will unmute you and then you can speak.
Excuse
Yeah.
me, sir.
Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know as to what the mentoring, I mean, what would come under the mentoring, in the sense, along with the classes, what would be the mentoring aspect of it that would be provided?
Well, it would be, may I know your name?
Sir, Upili.
Sorry.
Sir, Upili.
Okay. Opiliji, the first thing is, it's not only about mentoring. It's going to be a complete, a foundation kind of class. And there would be a hand holding in the sense, let's say suppose we have taught you a topic and given some assignment. You wrote some answer on it. We will evaluate it. We will give the feedback and we'll make the necessary changes and request you also to follow those things so that you can write a better answer next time. If you're facing some problem in any topics related with prelims, that part also. So it's not a mentoring would be a wrong word for that, because mentoring would be something like giving the task, forget it. After 1 week, we'll review what will happen. No, here there would be a continuous hand holding, and periodically the Zoom sessions and other would be there by which we can have a doubt clearing session also. So it's a complete support kind of thing rather than a partial support, which is known as mentoring part.
Oh, okay, sir. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Who will be the next?
Sir, may I?
Okay, so there is no one to take up your call directly. I should take it. I mean, I thought that admin will allow it and something like that. So is it Ankit?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Ankit ji, please put your question.
Sir, actually, I do have sometimes so much मतलब सर बेसिकली बहुत ज्यादा डाउट हो जाते हैं, कई बार बहुत डेप्थ के डाउट होते हैं, तो
हम्म।
डाउट के लिए मतलब कौन क्लियर करेगा?
डाउट आपके जिस सब्जेक्ट से रिलेटेड होंगे अंकित जी, है ना, उस सब्जेक्ट के कंसर्न टीचर ही उसको क्लियर करेंगे. तो देयर वुड बी
ओके
3 लेवल अरेंजमेंट फॉर दैट पर्टिकुलर थिंग.
नो सर, मैं पूछ रहा हूँ कि लाइक व्हाट्सएप के थ्रू होगा या कॉल के थ्रू होगा?
जूम के थ्रू होगा. इट वुड बी वन टू
ओके
वन. और अगली बार से अंकित जी मैं आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा और सबसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा, इफ ऑल कैन अंडरस्टैंड हिंदी ऑल्सो, that while speaking and asking the doubt, please put on your video also so that we can have a one to one kind of thing. आज के लिए ठीक है, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. आप हो सकता है तैयार ना हो, बट जब हम डाउट सेशन करेंगे तब क्या करेंगे, हम एक दूसरे से बात करेंगे एज इफ इट इज अ लाइव क्लास काइंड ऑफ थिंग, है ना. तो उसके लिए हमारी टीम आपको लिंक भेज दिया करेगी, टाइमिंग बता दिया करेगी. उस टाइम पे आप अपने एक नहीं 1,000 डाउट है आप पूछिए अंकित जी, जब तक कि वो सारे क्लियर ना हो जाए.
सर, थैंक यू.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Ankit ji. Thank you so much. I think next we have is Muskan. मुस्कान जी, आप प्लीज अपना डाउट पूछ सकते हैं.
Yes, sir.
जी.
So actually मेरा डाउट ये है रिगार्डिंग टाइमिंग्स, लाइक
हम्म.
सेशन जब 7 PM होता है, और सर मैं शाम को ट्यूशंस देने के लिए जाती हूँ और मुझे आते आते ही 8:30-9 बज जाते हैं.
जी
सो
जी.
हाउ आई एम एबल टू ज्वाइन द क्लासेस एट 7?
अच्छा, तो मुस्कान जी, बेसिकली यहाँ पे ये जो क्लासेस होंगी वो रिकॉर्डेड फॉर्म में और हमारे ऐप पे अवेलेबल होंगी, जो कि आप 24/7 एक्सेस कर सकते हैं. आई डू नॉट थिंक सो इट वुड बी अ लाइव क्लास काइंड ऑफ थिंग विच इज गोइंग टू बी एवरी डे एट द सेम टाइम. रादर इट इज गोइंग टू बी अ रिकॉर्डेड वन, सो यू कैन वॉच इट एनी टाइम एनीवेयर. और ये हमारे सामने बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज था when we were planning the course, and when we thought of having a live session. At that time what we found, that most of the students either they are working or they are going to be what engage into some activities, studies or college, or the location might be there where the network congestion may be there. तो बहुत सारे इशू हो सकते हैं, तो इस वजह से हमने इसको प्लान ही इस तरह से किया है कि all the student fraternity of this particular group should be in a position to access those classes from anywhere, any point of time.
यस सर. एंड
ठीक है
सो
मुझ जी.
अगर हम लाइक रिकॉर्डिंग सेशंस देखते हैं, सो आप लोग क्या हमारा उस चीज का टेस्ट वगैरह भी लोगे?
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल बिल्कुल. और ना ही सिर्फ टेस्ट, बल्कि उसके लिए जैसे अभी मेरी बात हो रही थी, है ना, तो मैंने आपसे बताया कि मैंने उनसे बताया कि हम पीरियोडिक जूम सेशन के थ्रू डाउट भी लेंगे. जैसे हमने इस वीक कुछ पढ़ा दिया तो उस पर जितने भी डाउट हैं वो एक बार पूरा टाइम टेबल हमारी टीम आपके साथ शेयर करेगी. तो आप एकदम रेस्ट अश्योर्ड रहिए. आपको एक काम करना है मुस्कान जी, कि पेंडिंग में मत लेके जाइएगा. जैसे इस वीक हमने कोई टॉपिक कंप्लीट किया, तो अब 3 वीक बाद अगर उसका कोई डाउट पूछेगा तो थोड़ा मुश्किल होगा. तो हम कोशिश करेंगे कि वो सिंक में चलते रहे, और आप उस पूरे वीक के वीडियो को देखने के बाद सारे डाउट्स नोट डाउन कर लें, और वीक में ट्वाइस थ्राइस वीकली वंस जैसी भी हमारी मैनेजमेंट डिसाइड करेगी, विल गिव यू द डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन. एंड फ्रॉम माई पार्ट आई एम अश्योरिंग यू दैट विल डू दैट, डोंट
जी सर.
वरी. जी.
थैंक
थैंक
यू
यू.
सो मच.
थैंक यू सो मच मुस्कान जी. नेक्स्ट वी हैव इज श्रद्धा जी. जी.
Good evening, sir. I wanted to ask about how long this course is going to be, like the duration of the course.
Shraddha ji, if I'm not wrong, though exactly I do not have an exact timeline, but it will be around 9 to 12 months, Shraddha ji, not less than that.
Okay, and also I wanted to ask about the answer writing. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
After doing answer writing, we need feedbacks like
Mm-hmm.
the checking of the
Mm-hmm.
answers. So how
Mm-hmm.
will that be done?
See, as far as my subject is concerned, Shraddha ji, I'll be dealing with the polity, constitution, and governance part, and all your answers would be corrected by me only, right? So there would be, it would not be assigned to anybody else, because I really want to see how my students are performing. And on a similar line, all our respected faculty members would be doing the same. And if suppose some faculty member is not available at that particular moment, so will not delay the things. We'll have a different assigned specialized mentors for that. They'll be correcting your answers and reverting, with the feedback to you.
So answer writing will be on daily basis or
Yes, yes, yes.
okay.
Answer writing would be on daily basis. And I don't know how far you people know about me, but I'm the one who is very much, interested in making you learn the answer writing. So that part, rest assured. Now we are a team, and we'll make sure that you must write answers, of that level which an aspirant who either is selected or maybe writing answer for 3 to 5 years, you should be at par with them. So that's a promise I can make.
Okay, thanks a lot, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shraddha ji. Thank you so much. Next we have is Rekha ji. I mean, the name reflecting here is Rekha ji. So if I'm pronouncing it wrong, please excuse me for that.
Yes, sir. Actually, it's my son Upili, and I've logged in through my Zoom account, so he's sitting with me through this session.
Oh, I'm so sorry, ma'am. That's why I
Yeah.
said, because on the screen it is visible as Rekha ji. So I thought,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, okay.
So, sir, I what I want to understand is, you're preparing next year UPSC exams, right? 26.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
My son currently is in first year BA.
Okay, okay.
So which means he needs to prepare for, like, next 3 years to appear for 28 exam.
Yeah, ma'am. Yes, yes. But the thing is that what is good about your son part is that he has started at a very, very early stage, right? So, suppose he would have started after completing the graduation, then he might be under a tremendous pressure. But now the
Hmm.
thing is what? If he can start early, then he'll get enough time. By the time he'll be able to finish his graduation in the first attempt, there is a high probability that he'll crack the examination. So, I would request you to allow him to continue so that, as and when he will be clearing his semesters, parallelly he'll be preparing also. So, it will help in his semesters also, plus for this exam also.
No, I'm very particular that he starts right away only. That's the reason I was kind of pushing him also a little for this.
Great, great. That's a great initiative, ma'am. That's a great
Mm.
initiative.
So, what I wanted to understand, sir, would there be some kind of a syllabus that's different for him, or he'll go through the same session with the other kids?
No, the same session he will go, but only thing for him would be that the current affair part, which is there in the UPSC exam, that he needs to prepare the year when he is going to appear or year before. Right now, whatever the current affair will teach, that might not be relevant for him after 3 years. That is the only thing what he had to look into.
Okay. So, but nonetheless, he stays in sync with the current affairs, because I think 3 years down the line, it's going to become history, right?
Yeah. That will be helpful because obviously any current affair, whenever it is going to be taught, it has to be started from a historical perspective. And if he's learning right from day one, so obviously it would be a cakewalk for him later on to adopt with the current affairs.
Okay, sir. That I just wanted that clarity, if there would be something else, any other different course, or he'll go through the same syllabus.
No. The course would be same, ma'am, but only thing is he would be at an advantageous position, what I'm trying to tell you, compared to those students who have started their preparation after graduation, because he'll be 3 years ahead of them. So it's just a good for him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, can I request the admin to add his number to the group?
Yeah, sure. Most welcome. And even I'll also personally request the admin to, create the account and try to add him into that particular thing. So that part will be done, ma'am. Rest assured for that.
Yes.
Only thing I'd request, please ask him to put his complete efforts to complete the assignment, because there would be dual load on him. One college syllabus would be there, and then the UPSC part also would be there. So he'll be slightly stressed or might be slightly stressed. So at that time, a hand holding is required. So I think at that time you have to take an extra care for him, ma'am.
Done, sir. Done. Thank you,
Right.
sir. Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think next we have is Shashadri ji. Please ask your question.
Hello, sir. Good
Ji,
evening,
ji,
sir.
please. Good evening, sir. Good evening.
Sir, I basically have a doubt because as I belong to engineering background,
Mm-hmm.
I have only knowledge regarding these things up to class 10th.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So will I get complete knowledge regarding these things, sir, in your course?
See, Shashadri ji, that's what I said. No, subject. Suppose my subject is polity, right?
Yes.
I don't know whether you know about me or not, but I'm also from the same background, engineering background, purely technical person, but teaching polity. So here the thing is that I understand that pain, right? And
Okay.
suppose an engineer studies the humanities subject, it's slightly difficult at the first place to understand those subjects. But when it happens,
Yes.
when the things are started from advanced level, but if you go with the basic level, then let it be engineer or a medical science student or a student who is from commerce background or non-polity, non-political science, non-public administration, and non-judicial background, he or she will also understand the things at the same level, after the first couple of basic classes. So that is our concern, that will ensure in my subject also and other subjects also, that we start from the basics, so that none of you should, because we all know that we are from diverse background. Suppose an art student is there, right? Somebody
Yes,
who
sir.
has done his or her history in graduation, and when we start science and technology classes, obviously you will have an upper edge on the science and technology classes, but he or she might
Yes,
not be able to understand. So our concern
yes,
would be
yes.
what? To bring you both on a same platform. So this will happen with every student.
Okay, sir. The classes will be uploaded one by one, or everything will be uploaded at once, sir.
For that, I
And
really do not have the idea, Shashadriji, but I think you need to get in touch with the counseling team or maybe the management team. But
yes,
as of
sir.
now, I do not have the information regarding that.
Because you said that it will be recorded classes. So
It,
many of the coaching platforms, I saw that they will be uploaded complete content, and you can access whatever you want. And I really didn't understand that how will the exams be conducted based on the few topics of that particular week, sir.
Hmm. See, but that's what I said. I do not have a much information. As far as
Yes,
what I
sir.
know is, let's say, for example, for my subject, it would be periodic. It cannot be uploaded in one go, because there is
Yes,
nothing with us which is pre-recorded kind of thing, right?
okay,
So
sir.
it will be on a daily basis, and maybe suppose I have taken the class today, so it might be getting uploaded tomorrow. And assignments are also going to be based upon that mechanism or fashion only, as far as I know. But I'm so sorry, I have a partial knowledge about it. So our team
Okay,
would
sir.
be in a better position to, give some more information with, share some more information with you. Actually,
Okay, sir. Thank you.
great, great. Thank you so much, Shashadri. I think the next we have is Sharanya or Sharanya. Please excuse me if I'm pronouncing it wrong.
Yes, sir. Sure.
Sharanya. Okay, okay.
So my doubt is regarding the reference books. Like,
Mm-hmm.
will guidance be given based on which all books to refer and at what point we need to start
Mm-hmm.
study?
Acha, you're asking whether we should provide you or guide you about those or not?
Yes, sir.
Obviously, obviously. Like for my subject, what we'll be doing is we'll be starting with the NCRTs, right? Not many NCRTs. You have to just read one NCRT from class 11, that is Indian Constitution at Work. And then we have to follow a book called Lakshmikant for reference purpose. So definitely we'll let you know that when you have to buy what and how you're going to proceed with that particular book. So rest assured for that. There is no ifs and buts or confusion. Every teacher will tell that which are the NCRT book you need to follow and which are the reference book. Don't buy as of now, as and when the teacher will let you know, at that time it would be a better option.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Anybody else is there? I think that's all. All right. So I think no raised hands are there as far as this is concerned. But if anything comes up, don't worry. This is not the last session. In fact, this is the first session, right? So we'll keep meeting, and I'm very fortunate and thankful to the team Geoid, to you students for sharing and devoting so much time to listen to this particular class or watching this particular video. If said something wrong, though not intentionally, please excuse me. I put my apology for that. And last but not the least, let's come together, let's work hard, and let come out with the flying colors as far as our goals are concerned.
Sir, a last doubt, sir.
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, will classes be in English or Hindi, sir?
Actually, I had been told to have the classes in English, right? But if some of
Thank you,
us might not be comfortable with the some term, then I can speak Hindi also. If you allow me, I can explain that thing in Hindi also. But I think the classes would be in English. That's what I had been told.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
I hope you don't have any problem with English, actually.
No, sir. I actually need English. That's.
So you need English. So I think most of us would be going for English medium only. And if something is like very difficult to understand or interpret, if you understand Hindi or those who understand Hindi,
Yes.
I can use couple of words from Hindi just to explain. But I'm
Yes.
sorry, these are the two languages only I know. So I think mostly, I mean, it is going to be in English only, but for exceptional reasons, it could be, in Hindi, some bit of it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
I think whatever English I'm speaking, you're able to understand.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So this could be the flow in the class itself.
Okay, okay, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Thank you so much, Shashadriji. And thanks a million to you guys. So looking forward to see you on board. And from 1st October, we are starting. Let's gear up and do it to the best of our ability so that we can, come out with the flying colors. Thanks a million. Take care. Have a great day. Good night.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good
Thanks to all of you.
Thank
Good
you,
night.
sir.
Thank you. Good night. Take care.